This is a better late than never SC report. There's something about the fourth workout that seems to cause us technical difficulties, but we're still going to recap at least what happened at 14.3 and speak a little briefly about 14.4. 14.3, deadlifts and box jumps. We saw this workout at regionals, although with a little bit heavier weight and a taller box. What impact did it have on the leaderboard? Well, let's find out. Let's look at the men's division where Roy Gamboa again sits on first place. Now, we've talked about him a couple times. Here's Jason Hogan sitting firmly in second. Cameron Wilson at third, and Brandon Torres is in fourth. We see Brian Diaz jump up the ranks. He's sitting at sixth right now. Women's division, we've got Jessie Jo Young. Jen Jones sits in second, and Megan Norris is in third, bumping down Audra LaBelle all the way to fourth. Team division, we see Get Lifted again sitting in first place this week, taking first again in our region in this workout. They currently sit 12th in the world and are doing an amazing job with the Open this year. CrossFit Abilene, again, firmly in second place. We see CrossFit Central Downtown Black jump up into third place this week. Taking a look at your Masters division, Willie Max Villarreal, again, sitting in first this week, with David Othman sitting in second, and we've got Logan Clark in a tie with him for second place. Women's division, Janet Black continues her dominance in the South Central region, but takes a little bit of a tumble in the overall rankings, dropping down to 11th place. Tammy McDonald sits in second, and Corey Banks is currently in third. We see Ada Koplinger jump up the ranks, and she's sitting in fourth right now, with Shelly Guidry right behind her. Masters 45 to 49. Men. Cliff Lewis is tied for first with Brandon Bonser this week. These two men have been battling back and forth for the entirety of the Open so far, and it looks that it will be that way for the rest of our Open. Women's division, we see Sharon Gallagher in first place with Kim Dunlap in second and Beth Gentry in third. 50 to 54 division, men. Brian Schoep sits in first this week ahead of Keith Stratton and Mel Morgan. Women's division, we have a three-way tie for first place between Jerry Coleman, Maureen Triller, and Maud Hetch. These three women will be battling it out all the way through to that 200-person workout that'll be taking place after the Open. Men's division, John Marotti sits in first place again this week, with Rick Mays right behind him and Kenny Dice in third. Women's division, Games athlete Lydia Beard continuing her dominance in first place, followed up by Glenda Kelly this week and Hailey Rice. 60-plus division, men, it's been owned by Gene Stokes again this week, sitting in first, far and away from everyone else. Mike Shorter is on his heels in second. We have a two-way tie in third place between Joe Enrique and John Godby. Women, Nancy Steen separates herself from the pack, taking first place again this week, putting further distance between her and her rivals Susan Tucker Williams and Sherry Coombs, who are tied this week for second place. 14.4 was announced, and it winds up it's a chipper, including a movement we haven't seen in the Open before. Rowing, we start off with a 60-calorie row, 50 toes to bar, 40 wall balls, 30 cleans, and 20 muscle up. The dividing factor here will be the muscle up to see who's going to advance on to regionals and who's going to be left behind. What'll happen? Well, we'll cover that next week here on the SC Report. Until then, we'll see you next time.